Right now, calls for gun reform, how Wisconsin elected officials are working to stop the spread of ghost guns.
And colon cancer is on the rise globally. What symptoms doctors say you should be on the lookout for.
Plus, celebrating lost media, the local festival showing vintage films to Madison residents. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 10, everybody. Temperatures will drop to near zero again tonight.
It's cold out there right now. A wintry mix on the way as well for southern Wisconsin. Jacob with more on the precipitation we could see in the coming days.
Yeah, we are going to see, you said it, a wintry mix, not all snow. So that goes to show you just how quickly these temperatures are going to warm up, but they're still going to be very cold today. It's already near zero for a lot of the region. Looking at the current temperatures, single digits across Dane County. A few areas actually have already dropped below zero. Now, the good news for right now is that we're not really seeing a lot of wind, so the wind chill values very similar to the actual temperatures, but because the actual temperatures are so cold, the wind chill values are still very cold as well. Now, let's backtrack a little bit earlier. A lot of the area actually saw its first temperature below zero this morning. A lot of the areas recorded temperatures below zero, but the wind chills were near -20 for a lot of the region. So definitely a very, very cold day, and it's going to be a cold night as well. Low temperatures right around zero. As I mentioned, some areas already below zero. And as we look at the forecast for tomorrow, it's going to be another cold one, but not quite as cold as today, with highs in the lower 20s. I'll talk more in detail about that wintry mix, though, coming up a little bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you very much. Well, we're seeing renewed calls for gun reform after a gunman killed a healthcare insurance company CEO with a firearm he made himself.
But closing the ghost gun loophole isn't new for the Madison area. As our Braden Ross found out, a local tragedy has already sparked attempts at change in the Wisconsin state legislature.
Some are able to print parts from a 3D printer. Some you can mail or order kits.
These days, if you want to buy a gun, all it takes is a few clicks online. And if you're willing to do a little bit of assembly, they'll ship it straight to you.
Privately manufactured firearms, more commonly known as ghost guns, are homemade firearms that you can get online. No background check needed.
They're hard to trace, difficult, they're impossible to trace. They don't have serial numbers.
When 3D printed in plastic, they can even go through metal detectors unnoticed.
Whenever someone can have faster access to a firearm, that concerns police officers.
And that concern certainly isn't unfounded.
I'm on the phone with a caller that is hiding under his desk. States that the subject has a gun.
It's a hard day for our community. Every year the anniversary comes around, and I think people remember what it was like.
In 2018, a gunman opened fire inside his Middleton workplace, wounding 4.
People were injured. People are still remembering the trauma of that workplace shooting.
That shooter used a ghost gun to do it.
It's a tragic reminder that we need to do this work, and it is important that we pass, legislation that is around common sense gun safety solutions.
Middleton State Representative Alex Jors has been working alongside Senate Minority Leader Diane Hesselbein to pass a bill in the state legislature that would ban the homemade guns.
I've talked to folks that maybe don't want to champion it, but all of the conversations that I've had one-on-one with law enforcement, with my Republican colleagues are, yes, this sounds like a common sense solution.
Despite the support Jors says he's heard, the bill still hasn't made its way to the governor's desk. But after the latest high-profile ghost gun shooting, he says he's ready to introduce the bill again.
We need to get it done.
Reporting in Madison, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
The U.S. Supreme Court is also weighing the issue of ghost guns right now as they decide whether to uphold a Biden administration rule that regulates ghost guns the same way as other firearms.
Madison Alder Charles Miadze was arrested today. Miadze tentatively charged with strangulation, battery, false imprisonment, and burglary. This just 2 days after the Madison Common Council voted to censure him after multiple women, including one of his fellow alders, accused him of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. He is set to appear in court tomorrow. Madison police are investigating the death of an elderly woman that they deemed suspicious. A little before 7:30 last night, officers were called to a home on Flat Avenue on the city's west side for reports of an elderly woman who had fallen down the stairs. Now, the Dane County Medical Examiner was called to the scene and determined that the death was suspicious. No arrests have been made, and the Violent Crime Unit is now leading that investigation. Madison police arrest 3 teens who they say were involved in a pair of thefts and an armed robbery that happened on Sunday night. Officers say the teens stole an e-bike and a scooter and then robbed a DoorDash driver. Police arrested the group near Mifflin Street. A look-alike firearm was found during the arrest. A 13-year-old was charged with strong armed robbery, another 13-year-old arrested for disorderly conduct, and a 14-year-old was charged with battery and strong armed robbery as party to a crime.
3 of the officials who tried to help overturn results of the 2020 election appeared in a Dane County courtroom for the first time today. This harkens back to the election 4 years ago when the Trump campaign asked a group of 10 Republicans to represent Wisconsin on paper in the Electoral College. But these weren't Wisconsin's true slate of electors, and those officials are being brought up on charges of fraud and forgery. Wisconsin-based attorney Jim Trupis criticized the prosecution.
The Attorney General has today doubled down on a vicious strategy to destroy our very faith in the system of justice by using the courts for his own personal political gain.
Trupis, as well as other attorneys, were released today with a signature bond and no contact orders for those 2020 electors.
According to the latest data from the CDC, whooping cough cases are on the rise in the U.S., and Wisconsin is the state with the second highest case count in 2024 at more than 2,000. It's 4,511% higher compared to cases reported just a year ago. Medical experts recommend watching for symptoms and, of course, always practice good hygiene. According to a new study, the number of young adults being diagnosed with colon cancer is rising globally. American Cancer Society mainly looked at highly developed economic countries for this study. And while the rise was noted in more than half the countries studied, it is still unclear what's behind that increase.
Seems to be a correlation with increased wealth. And we think that's likely related to exposure to poor dietary habits or sedentary lifestyle. But there's not a one-to-one correlation.
Another study by the National Cancer Institute shows 4 signs common in people who go on to develop colon cancer: diarrhea, rectal bleeding, abdominal pain, and iron deficiency anemia.
The holiday season can be triggering for people in recovery from addiction, but experts say there are steps you can take to ease the pressure. Health departments around the country are encouraging staff to do extra check-ins and follow-ups this time of the year. Medical experts say that mentally preparing for the holidays and setting realistic expectations can help people no matter what stage of recovery.
To be open and really do some mindfulness and self-reflection to see where you're at and what you can really handle.
The National Institutes of Health estimate around 29 million Americans suffer from alcohol use disorder. Addiction counselors say if you need help, reach out to your county health department to find local affordable treatment.
First-time claims for jobless benefits spiked last week. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, an estimated 242,000 people filed new claims for unemployment. The increase of 17,000 new claims was more than economists predicted. They say the jump is likely due to seasonal factors as layoffs usually ramp up at the start of winter. This is the largest number of new claims filed since early October. Another key economic gauge shows inflation could be heating up. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Producer Price Index rose 3% for the year ending in November. The index serves as a potential bellwether for retail level inflation in the months ahead. The latest consumer price index landed in line with expectations, but did show some stagnation.
A local film festival is back for its 20th anniversary. Tomorrow, the Found Footage Festival returns to Madison. Over 13,000 VHS tapes will be played at the Barrymore. Today, Stoughton native and festival co-founder Nick Pruer brought his collection of vintage TV and film jackets to Meepleton's World of Fun on Willie Street. The event was free and open to all ages. Anyone who tries on a crew jacket got entered in a store raffle.
But I think the role of a curator is even more important now that there's such a glut of, this kind of material from the 80s out there. You need somebody to sort of separate the wheat from the chaff, and we also track down the people and go meet them.
Tickets for the festival are $18 in advance and $21 at the door The doors open at 7 o'clock at night. The show starts at 8.
After the break at 10, Jacob tells us about the warm-up on the way.
Plus, bringing home a U.S. citizen, the ongoing search for more Americans imprisoned in Syria. That's next.
Owning a food truck was my dream, but my back and leg pain made every day a struggle. Then my personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store got me back in the picture.
Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm back to being the best version of myself.
Get back in the picture. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford crew.
Maverick, Ranger.
Another truckload of trucks?
Big event needs a big selection. Right, like the Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. Gas, hybrid, electric, and big selection means great deals. Exactly, which means it's the best time to buy.
Choose Flex Buy on F-150 and get 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus 1,000 Flex Buy and 1,000 holiday bonus cash. See your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Don't miss a chance to win a new furnace from AirServe of Madison. Send us a photo of your old, ugly furnace for a chance to win a new, beautiful furnace in the Ugliest Furnace Photo Contest on channel3000.com. Brought to you by AirServe of Madison.
Maddie has heart failure, and it can't be cured. Our neighbor is using a Grace, so I asked Maddie's doctor about them. Turns out, they can help us. They're already managing Maddie's breathing trouble better. A Grace, authentic care and connection. Visit agrace.org to learn more.
It's the Friday the 13th sale. One day only. Get 13 of the hottest deals, like ground chuck and matzo pizza. 13 deals that are hotter than hot, including items for under $1. Save big on these 13 deals and more, in-store and online. One day only. Friday the 13th, only at Hy-Vee.
The digital world is evolving, and our kids are all in.
But it is kind of the Wild West.
So parents, we need to stay on our toes. I'm getting expert tips to help your family stay safe on screens. Catch our Time for Kids digital playbook, Monday at 6.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
The Biden administration is working to bring home an American citizen found in Syria.
Well, Travis Timmerman was on a spiritual journey when he was in prison 7 months ago. Ian Lee has the story.
As the dust clears from the political upheaval in Syria, an American has made a surprise appearance.
In the middle of the night or early morning, they came with a hammer and knocked my door in. And there was 2 men with guns, and then there's another man named Ely, and they helped me get out of prison.
Identifying himself as Travis Timmerman, he said he'd spent the last 7 months in one of the country's notorious prisons.
It wasn't bad. I was never beaten. The only really bad part was that I couldn't go to the bathroom when I wanted to.
Timmerman says he was detained after entering the country illegally on a Christian pilgrimage. After rebels overthrew the Assad government, local men broke down the prison doors. CBS News' Elizabeth Palmer found Timmerman in a house outside Damascus.
When I came to Syria, I was unaware of the political situation entirely, because that's just how I am. I came here for spiritual purposes.
His family had reported him missing over the summer and called his appearance the best Christmas gift. Did you have any idea that he was actually in Syria?
I had no idea, no. Last we heard, he was at a church in Budapest.
Traveling in the Middle East, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said he's focused on Timmerman's return.
I can't give you any details on exactly what's going to happen, except to say that we're working to bring him home, to bring him out of Syria and to bring him home.
Blinken says the administration is also working hard to locate American Austin Tice. The Marine veteran was working as a freelance journalist when he was abducted in Damascus in 2012. Ian Lee, CBS News, Lebanon, Missouri.
President Joe Biden is using his presidential clemency power just weeks before the end of his term, and today he will commute sentences for about 1,500 individuals. They all faced long sentences and were placed on home confinement during the COVID pandemic. The president says his administration is still reviewing clemency petitions. More pardons and commutations could be coming in the weeks ahead. The Biden administration slams the brakes on bank overdraft fees. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has unveiled its finalized rule that places a $5 cap on those penalties. That is a significant drop from the typical $35 fee that many customers face when they pull out more money than is currently available. The CFPB says this could save U.S. households roughly $225 a year and up to $5 billion nationwide.
President-elect Trump invited Chinese leader Xi Jinping to attend his inauguration in January in Washington, D.C. Trump said in a recent interview on NBC's Meet the Press that his communication with Xi has become somewhat regular. He didn't say whether the Chinese leader had accepted his invitation when asked about it. Trump did say he was considering inviting more people to the inauguration who might be, quote, a little risky. Meta confirms a $1 million donation to President-elect Trump's inaugural fund. The donation comes 2 weeks after Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg met with Trump privately at Mar-a-Lago. It's a big pivot from nearly 4 years ago when Meta banned Trump from its platforms after the January 6th insurrection.
Lawmakers are expressing some concern over the still mysterious drone sightings along the East Coast. Those mysterious aircraft have been spotted particularly across New Jersey, prompting both alarm and head scratching. National Security Communications advisors say at this time there's no evidence that the reported drone sightings pose any security risk or have any foreign origin. But lawmakers are demanding a briefing.
I've been a little frustrated. There hasn't been enough transparency, letting people know what's happening. It's allowing a lot of potentially misinformation to spread, or at least fear. We should know what's going on over our skies, and I've asked for a lot more information.
National security advisors say the sightings pose an oversight gap and urge Congress to pass legislation to expand drone authorities.
This week's bitter cold has pushed a lot of people experiencing homelessness into the city's warming centers. Officials at Porchlight Men's Shelter began welcoming guests around 3:30 this afternoon, much earlier than when the doors opened at 5, to minimize the amount of people waiting outside. That's because last night they had roughly 350 people come through the drop-in shelter.
I'm a bit disappointed that at the permanent shelter, our cap limit is only 250 people a day when we are already serving beyond 300 every night right now, both in summer and winter. So I think it takes community pressure and some kind of unity.
If you'd like to help, you can donate money to Porchlight. They're also in need of coffee, water, cups, and winter clothing. And temperatures tonight, it's going to be another very cold night. Temps near 0, but a little bit of a warm-up, I guess, is on the way.
And Jacob joins us now with more on the forecast.
Yeah, compared to the temperatures that we're going to see tonight, it will feel like spring over the weekend, but it overall will still be cold. I mean, that's just typical for this time of the year. So here's a look at the 3 things you need to know. Near 0 tonight with some possible freezing rain Saturday morning. We also could see some snow for parts of the area. So overall, just a little bit of a wintry mix. And then temperatures going to be near 40 by the time we get to Sunday. So here's a look at the forecast for tonight. Lows near 0, below 0 for areas north of Madison. The good news tonight, though, is that we aren't really going to experience any wind. So although temperatures are still very, very cold, the wind chills are not going to be much colder. As we look at tomorrow, it is still going to be cold, but again, we're seeing that improvement, upper teens to lower 20s for highs. We are going to see a good amount of cloud cover later in the day with some sunshine early, but we should remain dry during the day. The wintry mix will happen overnight into Saturday, and you can see that temperature increase once we get to Saturday. Middle 30s on Saturday, lower 40s Sunday and Monday, with cooler temperatures returning, slowly descending throughout next week after Monday. So here's a look at the rain and snow forecast. Again, a lot of cloud cover afternoon Friday, but not going to see a lot of precipitation. We will start to see some snow move into areas near the Mississippi River overnight Friday. And then by Saturday morning, we'll continue to see more snow push into southwestern Wisconsin. And as the temperatures warm up on Saturday, some of that snow will get replaced by freezing rain, and then we could continue to see the freezing rain getting replaced by actual rainfall. So a lot of the area will be seeing rain rather than snow for Saturday evening, but areas further west near the Mississippi River could still see some of that snowfall during the evening hours, but overall just kind of a wintry mess for areas west of Dane County. But Madison and surrounding areas, especially south and east, really only going to see some rainfall. Could see some flurries at times, especially in the middle of the night Saturday, as we'll still see some lingering precipitation. But at this point in time, a lot of the precipitation will be light, and then we're going to be dry by Sunday. Now, as we take a look at the snowfall forecast, could see about 1 to 2 inches for those of you near Prairie du Chien and surrounding areas, a little bit more just to the west in Iowa. But kind of a bigger story is the fact that we could be seeing some freezing rain. And although this doesn't account for it, we also could be seeing some of the actual rainfall freezing as it makes contact with the surface. Because although actual air temperatures may get above freezing, because it's been so cold, the ground is still going to remain below that freezing level. So we could see, overall, it doesn't look like a lot, but it actually could add up if the actual rainfall freezes over with the cold ground. So again, if you are driving on Saturday, definitely take extra time because the roads could be very slippery. Now, the good news is that because temperatures will be mild, a lot of that might just completely melt over during the day on Sunday, but then temperatures will cool back down into the lower 30s, upper 20s for the rest of next week.
And coming up in sports, 2 of the Big Eight's best went at it on the hardwood. How Verona stayed undefeated next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? How about Hi, Grandma. How about
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Grandma. Hey, sis. Guess who's home? Oh, you made it. Smile, everyone. Measure your life in Seasons of love. Seasons of love. Measure your life in love. Figured you want your usual.
Thank you. You know me too well.
Enjoy your pie.
For last-minute gifts, the people you hold dear, and everyone on your list. Holiday scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery are here, with prices ranging from $1 to $20 and top prizes up to $100,000.
Great minds.
With so many games to choose from, it's easy to find gifts for everyone at your local Wisconsin Lottery retailer.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a sporty new Civic, spirited Accord, fun to drive HRV, and versatile CRV. So don't wait, turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
You don't need to battle addiction alone. Contact the great people at Wood Violet Recovery today. You could be on your way to recovery the same day. Wood Violet Recovery works with a wide range of insurance networks, so a large portion of your treatment may be covered. Wood Violet Recovery will create the treatment plan that best suits your needs. Unlike other rehab facilities, phones and laptops are welcome. Today may feel dark, but there's a brighter tomorrow. Contact Wood Violet Recovery now.
Papa Murphy's new cheesy stuffed crust pizza. Made fresh by us, baked fresh by you. Starting at $13.99, it's the hottest, meltiest stuffed crust pizza you'll ever have. Because it goes straight from our kitchen to yours. For fresh out of your oven, piping hot, cheesy goodness. It's what stuffed crust pizza should be.
Wisconsin men's basketball is on a bit of a slide right now. After winning their first 8 games, they've lost their last 3 and sit 0-2 in Big Ten play. But it's not time to panic just yet. Losing streaks happen. You just don't want to continue to add to them. So how did the Badgers get out of their funk? Well, breathing helps, but so does remembering what got you to that undefeated start in November.
It seems like it's just a lot going on when really you just got to take a deep breath. Like every team will go through it in the country in college basketball. So just let them know, like, calm down, we'll be fine, still a good team. We just got to work on a few things and keep getting better.
I think just not dwelling on it, like coming in here with good spirit, good energy, and being able to flip the script, kind of worry about the next, and you know, eventually it'll even out for us.
High school girls hoops, Verona hosting Memorial in a battle of the top 2 teams in the Big 8. Spartans got off to a great start thanks to Princess Wakuchu. She takes it to the rack to give Memorial an early lead. Wakuchu finished with 12 points, but the Wildcats made plays when they needed to. Ali Jersa drives it down Wildcat way with ease. 14 points and 7 boards from her. Verona stays undefeated, 48-42 the final. Down in Iowa County, Barneveld taking on Albany Monticello in a top 10 tilt in the Six Rivers Conference. Eagles trailed by 7 at the break. Hannah Esch trying to bring her team back. She gets the hoop and the harm. That cuts the lead down to 5. But Molly Olson was simply on fire from three-point land. That is one of her 5 triples on the night. She finished with 16 points as Albany Monticello tops Barneveld 50-37. What a 3-week stretch it's been for the Badger men's hockey team. After losing 8 of their first 10 games, you could say the fellas have got their groove back. Wisconsin sits second in the Big Ten standings after taking 4 of the 6 possible points against then #1 Michigan State. And after a performance like that, well, the Badgers are heading to Ann Arbor pretty confident.
You know, individually and as a group, I don't think we ever didn't believe in ourselves. Obviously, with the start that we had, you know, it would be easy to, you know, fold, but we didn't, and we still had that belief. So it was kind of just building each day, working hard at practice, doing the things that coach says, and you know, obviously we've been rewarded with that for the last 3 weeks, and you know, we're just going to keep doing that.
And for more on the Badger men's hockey team, check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle with Quinn Finley tomorrow night at 6:30. We'll be right back.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. Prepare holiday meals with a roaster or foil pan with lid. Just 89 cents each. Decorate for the holidays with live poinsettias. Only $6.99. Plus, stay warm with men's thermal sets. Just $9.99 after rebate. Hurry, these hot deals won't last long. Sign up for Menards emails to get more big savings right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
The holidays.
So happy to get.
And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag and use your red tag bonus cash to get $57.50 total cash allowance on this Silverado. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Are you tired of the constant pain, numbness, tingling, and the poor balance caused by peripheral neuropathy? At Midwest Spine and Nerve Center, we help patients just like you with our non-invasive treatment options designed to reduce pain and improve balance and function without the need for drugs or surgery. Our personalized approach focuses on treating those symptoms and giving you back the life you deserve. Experience the benefits of a treatment plan designed to restore your quality of life. Call to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Hey, babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE? Clue is get 4 of these for free with 4 lines for $90 a month at US Cellular.
James, have you tried the 4 free phone flakes? I love these free phone flakes.
Hey, Dad, 4 free phones.
Each serving has 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks.
Oh.
They're right behind me, aren't they?
Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month. No trade-in needed. US Cellular.
This is for all the lonely people, thinking that life has passed them by. Don't give up until you drink from the silver cup and ride that highway in the sky.
In the 608, weekdays only on News 3 Now this morning.
Let's go back to Jacob for a final check of the forecast.
Yeah, we're still going to be cold tonight and tomorrow with high temperatures only in the lower 20s, but it will be better compared to today. And then we're going to be in the middle 30s, lower 40s for the weekend, or for Sunday and Monday, I should say. So very quickly, we're going to see temperatures back above normal. We actually will see some rain on Saturday. Kind of a wintry mix for west of Dane County, but Madison area south and east mostly going to see rainfall. Then for next week, we'll see the temperatures dropping a little bit closer to normal for the middle of the week as we do see some snowfall, and then dropping below normal again for next weekend, although at this point in time it does look dry, and that snowfall for the middle of the week not expected to be a big system. So the chances of a white Christmas seem to be getting smaller and smaller for southern Wisconsin, unfortunately, because when it's this cold, you want some snow, but it's just been cold and just gray.
Yeah, 30 and snow is better than this.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. Jacob, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Have a great night, everybody. See you back here tomorrow.